What is going on, everybody? Washington here, back with another figure to review. And first of all, happy Friday the 13th. Today we're going to be reviewing another NECA Ultimate figure, and this one is Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. And obviously, because it's Friday the 13th, this version is actually the Jason from the dream of the boy Jarvis, who had this dream about Jason coming for him, as you see right there in the picture, where he's having these nightmares of Jason's coming for him. And you see the title of the movie was Friday the 13th Part 5, New Beginning. Open the little flap right there, you see a really great promotional picture of of Jason right there. And that picture, that's real soil right there. I really like how they went beyond and beyond to get this really great looking picture. It almost looks realistic, just like a scene that was just like uh that came out of the film, and then like the window exposed right there with the figure with a bunch of accessories that we're gonna see in a little bit. So this Jason, was a separate Jason because honestly, the fifth movie wasn't the real Jason; it was just a copycat. But this Jason, and the dream is the real Jason. If I'm making any sense, I really, it's best that you should go and watch the movie. It wasn't one of the best sequels, but yeah. On the side of the box, you see a really great promotional picture of the character, Friday the 13th, the movie the title, Neca. The other side of the box is identical to the other one, really nice. The top part is also another movie title of the and the picture of the character and the warnings of choking hazards, small parts. And the bottom of the box, you see the licensing and also the barcode and also licensed by NECA and the people who created this character. Also licensed by New Line Cinema. And on the back of the box, you see a lot of more promotional pictures of the characters, just reliving the scene, that short scene that happened in the movie about the boy, having nightmares of Jason. If you all want to read that, feel free to pause it so you can read it if you like. I really like the scenes right here. These are really great scenes. Like the thunder, the lightning, and then the rain. Looks nice, and there's Jason's tomb right there. My favorite part must be this one because that's where these dumb teenagers, drunk teenagers, decided to go undig his grave, and that's where Jason appeared. He had like worms coming out of his eyes, and yeah, it was gross, but it's also like I love to see how he revived and started killing those idiots. Even though the boy was dreaming about this and it wasn't real, it's still an awesome scene. And I'm glad that NECA released a figure of this scene. But, anyways, let's take him out of his box so we can have a closer look at him. Okay, here we have the figure, and we will start off with a measurement tape. And yeah, this Jason stands about 7 inches and a half, 7 inches and a quarter, almost those 8 inches, which turns out to be 19 centimeters. It's the same guy, Todd White, who interpret the Jason, and obviously, every actor, had different heights, so like there was gonna be different Jasons on, different scales. Kane Hodder is one of the popular actors who played Jason, but this actor, happened to be not Kane Hodder. And well, this Jason, well, the one who played the copycat was Dick Wind. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, so every Friday the 13th movie had a different actor playing Jason. So yeah, but this one is actually the Jason from part 3 and 4, since you can see the same color T-shirt that he's wearing. Not t-shirt, the shirt that he's wearing, color green, and then the brown, slacks that he's wearing. You're getting slacks. But anyways, yeah, this plus he's got the monstrous hands already, fingernails. Plus he's been buried and he came out of the grave, so he's got a lot more black wash, a lot all over his body, and it's like almost like if it was like a reissue, but it's nice. He's got those worms coming out of his mask, and that's another thing. I was trying to remove it, but actually, it really looks like you can't. Like you can't remove the mask. I don't know if I try harder, but I don't know if there's any face molded in there. Like a predator figure. The ones that have the helmet or the mask, you try to remove it. There's really no face underneath. So if I try doing the same thing to this Jason, I'm not sure if it's going to have a face. So might as well I just leave it like this, how it is. He was in there in that grave, with the maggots and then the worms too. I mean, yeah, it's a really nice looking figure. I really don't like the copycat because I can't really have a movie where Jason is not the killer. You know, kind of like that trashy movie of Halloween 3 is He's Another Witch. There was no Michael Myers. Well, there was no Jason in this movie. So I'm glad that Neca decided to, give us a figure where the actual character, shows up at least in the dream. So yeah, this is really nice. Really, really nice. Almost looks it's like a reissue. So yeah. I also like the background, the box. You see the tomb that is just open, and you see the rain underneath there, and then you see just a bunch of dirt, maggots, and just worms or whatever those are. Yeah, some leaves, and you see some worms right there too coming out, all gross and stuff. And yeah, yeah, and for accessories, obviously this is an ultimate figure, so they're gonna be a little bit more generous with us by giving us more accessories. And so that it's an ultimate figure, we got an alternate hand, which is the damaged hand. That he get his hand stabbed in through the knife with a machete, whatever. And this happens to be the left hand. A scene that happened in the fourth film, which is nice to relieve that. And we also got this little ice pick. It's really nice, nicely detailed, nicely. Ah, I'm not just kidding. But it actually is a really pointy figure. I thought it was gonna be soft, but no, it's actually a hard plastic, but it's also fragile. But the point, it's really, really pointy, so it could actually pierce your skin. You see, if I go fast, it could actually pierce my skin. So that's crazy. And we also got his primary weapon, which is the machete of Jason. Pretty clean machete, obviously, I mean, coming out of that grave and he had that machete on his hand, this one actually looks pretty clean. you know, Let it be known it was in there with the maggots and the worms, so that shit looks pretty clean. And another thing, which is the axe, pretty messed up, bloody, you know, axe. Nicely detailed and nicely painted. You see the paintbrush right there of that blood. And we also got three alternate hands. One of this was from the cover of the movie that is in VHS. For those of you who watched or used to rent in Blockbuster or Hollywood videos, those VHS Friday the 13th movies every weekend, every Friday the 13th. You know what I'm talking about. This one, it kind of looks like if it comes from like out of an arcade or something. It doesn't look like menacing or anything. Especially, it doesn't got those chevrons. It's just got those holes are actually squared and this red eyes. It looks like they're lighting up. And obviously, the mask is not removable. That's another thing. All three heads are not removable. And this one fits a little bit more into his character since, he is actually the same mask except without the worms coming out of his eyes. You see some mud that is like dripping out of his mask because of the rain. It's like it's being showered down by the rain. And we also got the clean mask. Well, at least not so clean because he's got that gash and then the blood dripping down by his eye. But it's actually comparing to the other one. This one's actually clean, and he's got that gash also on the left side of his head, relieving that scene from the fourth film, which is great. And we also got this tombstone, was just like three piles of wood, just his name, Jason Voorhees, just graffitied in there. And yeah, you got some dirt in here, it's just a hard plastic. And what's it says in there? Yep, Neca 2018. Licensed by Neca. Nothing else in the back. Just a tombstone. And since Jason's got that only gripping hand, which is on his right hand, the other one is just an open hand. And the other alternate hand is just a cut up hand, so he can't grab anything with it. So yeah, you can grab the ice pick with it, that axe, that bloody axe, and Jason's primary weapon, the machete. And swapping up the head, you can see the arcade hockey mask that really doesn't fit into this scale of this body. And then we got this one, the one that is a little bit more clean. Well, it's got that blood dripping through that gash, which it fits a little bit more to him. But of course, the one that fits in more his appearances is the second one, which is the one that's similar to the one that he was packed in with, except without the worms. Oh yeah, and all of these extra alternate hands, none of the masks can be removed. I already tried, and yeah, I mean if you try, you're just probably gonna damage the figure, the mask, So you don't want to do that. Might as well just leave them the way how they are. I'm just gonna leave the one with the worms coming out of his eyes. I don't know. It's just I kind of like this one. I don't know why. And for articulation, obviously Jason's head is on a ball peg. He's got a ranging, looking up about this much, very limited. Looking down, pretty good. Obviously, Jason's known for tilting his head, so there he goes, tilts his head to the side, really good. He can obviously turn all the way around full 360. He's got an acceptable extension of the arms. We got full rotation. The arms got full rotation, no swivel on that bicep. He's got the hinge on the elbow and also swivels. He's got the swivel on the wrist and also hinge as well. I'm not sure if he has anything on the torso. Maybe just a little bit. Oh yeah, I feel some movement in there. Yeah. And he also got that swivel. You hear a little snap in there on the waist. Ball joints on the legs. You can do a split about this much. Kicking range about this much. Single hinge on the knee. Maybe I can also rotate. And he's got that rotation on the feet and hinge up and down. Just very limited because the pants, how they're sculpted, they're really in the way. So the hinge right there on the feet are very limited. And he's got the pack holes at the bottom, licensed by NECA 2018. Yeah. For comparison size, here you see him with another Jason. The Jason from Freddy vs. Jason. And Yeah, to be honest, I think this one's my favorite Jason that NECA has ever released. I mean, it's so really well detailed, and it's actually he's the biggest Jason out of all of them. Plus, the guy who played Jason, unfortunately, it wasn't Kane Hodder. It was this guy Kersinger. Yeah, he's like a 6'5" guy, 6'5" guy. So yeah, he's pretty tall. You can check out his review on my channel. From the DC universe, you see him with a Man of Steel, Superman, 7 inches from Mattel, and a 6.5 inch Batman from DC Collectibles. You see him with 6.5 inch DVC figures from Dragon Stars. From Hasbro Marvel Legends, here you see him with two Cyclops, 6.5 inches. Now from Jaspers, here you see him with two 7 inch luchadors. In the Black Series, here you see with two Chewbacca's, one 8 inch and one 7 inch, both figures from Hasbro. And here you see him with two DC characters from the DC Multiverse, 7.5 inches from McFarlane, one 7 inch Dutch and one 7 inch Ellen Ripley, both figures from NECA, two 9.5 inch Xenomorphs from NECA, and of course two Predators, one 9 inch AVP Predator, and one 8.5 inch Predator from Predator 2, both figures from NECA, all three of them actually. So yeah, this was the figure of Friday the 13th Part 5: A New Beginning, Jason from That One Dream, better yet, that nightmare. What do you think of this figure? Do you guys, would you add them to your collection? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you guys for watching. Happy Friday the 13th. I'll see you next time.